Okay, hello everyone. It looks like the live has started. Hello, friends. Welcome back. If you remember from Sunday's stream, we took a look at the Bella Luna collection overall, as well as created this first card using a die, a stamp, and a paper from that collection. As you can see, it is still a bit wonky. I have not laid it under a heavy book, but I will work on that and it should be nice and flat. Today we have three other projects using the Bella Luna collection that we're going to take a look at. We're going to get started and I'm pretty excited about this. I hope that you have brought your own fun items, fun crafting to do today, and we can all just enjoy ourselves and craft and chat and do fun things. So the first one is actually not a card. The other two are cards, but this one, I wanted to create some little mini uh, milk jugs. So you can see I have two set up. I've also used the velum cardstock, and I've got two, one of them already cut and um, kind of folded, ready to go, and one I haven't. I wanted to show you kind of what we're doing here. So I pulled out this Crafter's Companion, Ultimate Crafter's Companion that I have. And one of the extra plates that I have is this really cute one with these milk jugs. And I just love both of the milk jugs, but especially the small size. And the small size fits perfectly onto these vellum pages. So what I did is the first vellum one I put over, used my bone folder, traced it out, and then cut it out. But then it's kind of easier to actually cut it out before you put it down. So I just laid that first one over and traced it on the back. But it's really easy to just snip it out from there. I've thought about kind of stealing the pattern and putting it on my Cricut so that my maker will just cut and score it for me, but I did not do that this time. I just did it the old-fashioned way. But it would be easy enough to do it that way as well. The last time I checked, which was a couple months ago, they didn't have a milk jug the same size as this one, but you could easily create it yourself on Cricut Canvas. So there we go. Simple as that to just snip it out. And then the next thing we need to do is throw this away. And look, you still have all of this left over. I did purposefully think about placement on these. So I took two of the same vellum. You need two of these little traced out items for each milk jug. And one of them I put the moon on, and then the other I put the other side. And so I do have about this much left over of the vellum from all four papers, and I'll definitely find a use for those. So then we just line that up on our board, and I have it so the printed side, the nice side of the vellum, is facing up, and that's going to be important when we do this because you don't really want to press it back, press the vellum back on itself, and I'll kind of show you that in a second because then it'll break. So you want to press through here on the side. You want to fold the opposite side, kind of that you want it fold to. So that's why we're doing it with the pretty side of the vellum up. And then we just got to find the next couple lines. And once you've done this once, it's pretty easy. You know where the lines are going to be. So there, and the last two are just right up here. As simple as that. The next item is you're going to want to fold it. And it's going to seem like you should fold it this way, but you actually want to fold it kind of backwards so you can see really where the lines are here. You just want to fold that the other way. It's hard, but when you think to yourself, especially with the vellum, with regular paper, you might be able to get away with kind of folding it back further in on itself and then turning it over and folding it this way. And the problem with the vellum is if you do that, you kind of break the fibers that are holding it together, and there aren't as many fibers holding it together, so then your paper will rip. So that's what happened here. And so that's why on this one, we're being a little bit more gentle. And you can, of course, use your bone folder, but I found that just using my fingers is a little bit more gentle on the paper. It's a little bit less precise, but a little bit more gentle on the vellum, and it just tends to work out better. So then we're going to fold this one. Almost done folding. Fold the little flap on the edge. And the hardest fold, but the most critical, are going to be these two little inside. And we're just going to gently get it. We're not going to try and get this one perfect. It'll kind of fold in on itself. We're just trying to get that ready. So there we go. And we didn't rip any of the edges. That was something I learned the hard way because you will rip it. And then it's really simple. Now on the bottom, it's a 2x2 square. So we could easily just cut out a 2x2 square to glue on the bottom. But I plan to put tea lights in here, and I want the top closed. I want to be able to glue the top closed. So I'm going to go ahead and actually not glue a full thing on the bottom. I'm just going to glue a little bit on the edges so then I can drop this over a tea light. Now we're done with our Ultimate Crafter's Companion, and we're going to pick up on our little sheets. Oh, they're so cute. Now, easy as easy pie, you could just glue them together and be done. Pop it over a tea light and have super, super cute little tea light covers. But we're not going to do that. We are going to go ahead and just add some extra bling, add some extra fun. So why don't we use a stencil, and through the stencil put some glitter paste, because I got that in the mail today. So we're going to go over to my catalog and take a look. Now these are very cute, but they're kind of night scene. So we got to think about that. Here we're in the scenery section. Is there anything that might be cute? Anything stencily that would look good on the bottom? I'm thinking just on the bottom, kind of moving up our way on those little milk jugs. No, I'm just not seeing anything in the scenery. Let's go more towards the front. Skip all of this middle, which is mainly sentiments, and get up to the front. Okay, this is art styles. We have kind of this Art Deco stencil that might be cute. Let's keep that one in mind, but I'm not sure that's exactly what I'm going for. Thinking something a little bit more organic. Here, this one is still Art Deco, but it is a little bit more organic in nature. Keep looking. Those are very cute, but just not exactly my vision. Then we got our Christmas, which we can go ahead and skip. And I'm going to adjust you guys just a bit here. Hopefully you can still see. I apologize. I do have a rather large catalog. Keep looking for something good. That is kind of cute, but it's actually a die, and we'd have to die cut that out, which I'm thinking something a little bit easier than that. Here we go. Here's some stencils. Here we've got some nice mountains. I do kind of like this. EB102. That's one to think about. And then this O. Actually, I really like this one. Let's go with O211. I don't know if you guys can see that, but here it is. Very swirly, but still kind of organic. So let me grab that. 0211, O21, O28, O210. Theoretically, this one should be O211. Yes, it is. It's just the little sticker came off. Okay, no problem at all. Just grab it and come back overhead. Now, when we do this, this is going to be very exciting, but we don't want to cover these tabs. We want those to be clear. So I'm going to go ahead while we're here and just grab some tape. Maybe I'll grab some tape if it'll come and work for me. There we go. Just get a nice long piece to start off with. And of course it all squirrels up on each other itself. But that's okay. Is that not what crafting is? Constantly trying to get everything to work and it never wanting to. Actually, that sounds more like sewing. Crafting, sometimes things actually work. Sewing, it never does. So we're just going to glue this down. And there we go. And then all we've got is one more. And we might just scooch this up on the other one so we're able to easily access that stencil. And then I have exciting news is that I got some more glitter paste in the mail today because I couldn't help myself. I couldn't say no to the new glitter paste that came out. If you've seen any of my shorts, you will know that I very much enjoy the glitter paste for some unknown reason. I just think it's awesome. So we're going to use some of that. And I have some water here, and I also have a big jug of water over there. So we can easily do that. Now, the new glitter that I got is this mesmerizing glitter paste. And actually, let me get my little paper so you can see, if you'd like, the glitter paste that I have already. So this is all the regular glitter paste that I have, except for this one, this Ocean Song, which I believe I incorrectly put down is actually Mermaid's Tail. Nope. The Mermaid's Tail is not on this sheet. So these are all the regular glitter paste that I have, and you can see it's very fine glitter and really just one color. So you have the color of the glitter matching the color of the paste. What the mesmerizing glitter is you have bigger chunks and there should be a variation of color. And I'm not sure if you guys are picking up on that, but kind of on this green, it'll go from lime down to emerald. And similarly with this one, which is the mystical ocean, is going to go from kind of pink to dark blue. Now these I think are going to look really cool. I'm leaning towards this mermaid's tail to go on this one. That looks like it's really going to match. Actually though, I already have one of the mermaid's tail. That's the one I already have open. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. And you can see I have some of this press and seal over the top. I find that that helps keep the glitter paste the right consistency for longer. And we're just going to peel that back off and then mix it up a little bit. Here we go. Take my palette knife and just do a mix and mix and mix it. And we're good to go. So pull our stencil over and kind of press it down. I don't have any sticky stuff on the back because I'm not too worried. We're just putting a little bit at the bottom to add a little bit of texture. There we go. And just kind of varying the height that that texture paste goes up to. Add a little bit more. And you can see the texture paste does have much bigger glitter than some other glitter paste. So you have to be aware that, especially on a stencil like this that has a lot of little parts, you might not get perfect coverage. But on this, I'm not looking or worrying about perfect coverage. I'm just trying to get some kind of pattern down. And we'll end just on a little note over here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, that looks so cute. I really love that. Okay, I'm going to just drop this in my hot water. And I find hot water works a lot better than cold water. The other point with this glitter paste that I would recommend is I pour my used dirty water through a coffee filter, and that catches any glitter, but also allows you to get rid of your water without worrying about it. So we're just going to pull this off and may try and use that again on our next one. So while these are still wet and ready to go, it will take about an hour for them to dry. So we may not see these fully put together on this stream, but I'll show them on my Sunday stream and you can take a look at how they end up. But basically all that's left is just gluing this edge, and then a little dab in the corner. So easy peasy, and at the top, I guess. But I'll let those dry, and I really love how that glitter looks on this little sheet. So now the problem is where to dry them. There we go. Found his place. So next we're going to pull this off and hopefully not ruin the whole tape, but of course we probably will. There we go. And the last piece of tape. Oh, that looks so cute. I'm very excited about these. I don't know when they will go out in my house decor. Maybe, I believe in the April-May time frame, my house decor is Enchanted Forest. I'm just going to start this year. I had that idea last year. It's kind of a time I didn't have many holidays that I needed to celebrate or add decor for, so I decided that would be a fun decor to do. So this would be really cute for that house decor. And we're just going to add these again. I'll probably grab that same stencil out and stencil this same stencil on here, but I may pick a different color because while I do really like the color that we did pick, I think it'd be fun to do something different. Maybe one of the dark blues. I will, after the stream, go ahead and put some more press and seal, but I did not get that out before the stream, so that'll be an after item. But just a reminder, that would be my recommendation, is to always put some press and seal between your lid and whatever mixed media paste you're using. Okay, there we go. Let's stick this back. So that was the mermaid's tail, and I'm looking in front of me and I have all of them lined up. This one right here, this enchanted lake, is really calling my name for this stencil. So let's pull it out. One thing we may need to do is clean off our tool, and we'll also need to cut in here. I find these really hard to pull off, and so the easiest way is to just stick my little palette knife in and trim around. I'm sure you can try pulling it off, but for me it just doesn't ever work. It never works. And then there is always some on the top, so I do try and grab that. And just slide it back in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm very cheap, so yes, I will try to get every drop of it. Now, our stencil has been sitting in the water for a minute, so, oh, there we go. It looks pretty clean. I'm going to grab that out, and you can see only a few little drops. I'm just going to wipe it up real quick with some paper towel. And I know a lot of people use towel they can wash in the washer and dryer, but I spend a lot of money on my washer and dryer, and I just don't want to ruin it with like texture paste. I do too much mixed media, and so I end up just throwing those towels away. So I switched back to paper towels. I feel like that's better because they will break down, as opposed to like microfiber cloths, which won't break down because they're plastic. But that's just personal trying to do stuff. And so, okay, now we're going from more of a green to blue with this glitter paste. Let's give it a nice mix and try again. All right, just a nice big gloop. And we'll start stenciling it through. Oh, that is just such cool glitter paste. I'm very excited to try these new glitter paste out on more things. I love the colors. I love the glitter paste. Don't ask me what it is about them. Something about the glitter paste just really calls to me. To that inner magpie. Ooh, shiny. Here we go. Oh, that is just, I feel like I'm not doing a cool enough project to do justice to these, but I'm sure I'll find some other wonderful uses for them. Thankfully, it sounds like they're going to keep these in their line for a while, so should be able to use them and then get some more. I have really been trying to use all of my glitter paste as much as I can. just all of my supplies. Even if it runs out and I can't ever find that exact supply again, I'd rather use it and get something new than never use it and be kind of sad about that. Okay, we're going to drop that into the water, the hot water again, and I'm going to drop my palette knife in as well, and I can clean that up later. Then we're just going to push that in and close it. Oh, oh my gosh, that is just too cute. Oh, I really like that. I just love those glitter pastes. I think that's going to really add a lot to this very simple, easy decor project. So let's pull these off and set these over to dry. I think that's like a 30-minute project. Maybe a few minutes more because I did get them set up before. And there we go. But all that's left, like I said, is gluing them together. So it will be easy peasy, lemon squeezy to finish up. And 1, 2. The next project that we have is another one of my ideas from the other day, where we're going to do 6x6 card with some of the pattern paper cut out into a Luna moth shape. I just thought that really went well together with the papers and that Luna moth shape. And then on the back behind it, I'm thinking a black cardstock and then kind of a small square like this one of linen paper and maybe through a stencil, but we'll think about that. I did pull this out from my leftovers. Maybe we'll just end up using this. I don't know. Let's see. Then I did cut on my Cricut before we started some Luna moth shapes out of our 6x6 paper. So that we could just get cracking right away. And I'm going to pull those off. I think they turned out really cool, but we'll take a look. There we go. If you have a Cricut, then you know how to do this. It was super easy. I just pulled a line art of a Luna moth from the internet, uploaded it into the Cricut software, and then cut it out. I did that all from my phone, so it is very easy. If you don't have a Cricut, then what you can do is print out the line art, cut it out, and then use that as a stencil and just cut it out with your scissors. I find the Cricut a little bit easier, but it's also more expensive. Now, I'm not going to throw these away because I actually think even the leftover bits are kind of interesting. It'd be really cool to do a shaker card using these. So I'll put these aside and save it for later. But let's take a look at these cutouts that we made. Oh man, those turned out so cool. I love this one with that moon in the background. And then this one's really cool because it's also kind of that green color. I love that. Oh, these two are also really cute. I think I'll save these two for later, and we'll move forward with one of these. Now, we could just go ahead and put this on here, but then again, this is kind of busy and it becomes the focal point where we really want the focal point to be the moth. Maybe instead, what we'll do is we'll put this to the side because while it's really cool, we don't want to make something too busy for anybody to actually appreciate. And we'll pull out some of our cardstock. Let's take a look here. Here is that linen cardstock. And if we are going to put this over something, now that looks cute, but maybe a little too samey. Let's try this one. Ooh, actually, this is a contender. Let's pull this one out. The green. Not feeling the green. Teal blue. Ooh, that one looks kind of cute. We'll think about it. Still leaning towards the magenta more. Oh, the mint is cute, but I think maybe a darker cardstock is going to look better. Yeah, definitely darker than this. Then we've got our navy. That looks okay. And the navy, I believe, is the last color, but we can, oh, there is kind of a gray-green color. Definitely either the navy or that magenta. I'm thinking the navy. So we'll pull that aside and we'll put these back. Now, I do know that I want a very specific die, so let me go ahead and pull that out. If I can quickly find it, it's a ripped edge die that I just think will really enhance this background. And I should have thought of pulling it first. I know it's right at the front somewhere. I say that, and it's not. Let me really quick go to our catalog because it should be, we're in the texture section, not in the tags, probably not in the label, probably in the square. That's where we need to get to. Okay, here we go, perfect. I don't know if you can see this, but that square is exactly what we're looking for. So DS204. Here we go. DS204. Pulled it out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now let's back over to overhead and we'll cut this out really quick. I'm still not 100% on which moth we're going to use, but we'll get there. So using a little bit of tape, just going to hold this in place. And I do like to cut it down first, just so we don't get weird ripples on the rest of this paper, and we can use it for other projects. There we go. And put this over here. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our Gemini, and it is a complete mess because we've been crafting for a while, but here we go. We're gonna go cutting plate, magnetic plate, clear shim, and another cutting plate. I always just use one cutting plate, and the other cutting plate I keep nice and clean, but that is a personal opinion. Then we're going to make sure both sides are open, and we'll just go ahead and put it in sideways to make it go faster. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And here we are. Okay, I just love the torn edge look, but only from a die. I don't like when I tear it myself. Don't ask me why, but it just looks cooler. It looks really cool when it comes out of the die. It does not ever look cool when I do it myself. So we'll put this to the side and I'll toss that away. All right, so now that we've done that, the question is, do we want to enhance this layer or do we want to enhance the moth? I'm kind of thinking the moth, and what we could do is very similar to something I did a couple weeks ago where I put some glitter glue and I just really thinly covered the background, and you can just see how cool that turned out. Oh, sorry. You can just see how cool that turned out. I think that just looks really, really cool. I'm kind of leaning towards covering one of the moths in that. And these are the colors that we could do that with. It would be cool to have this Christmas wreath, or maybe we could do the golden ribbon or sparkling ice on this one, or even this silver, or the lantern lavender dreams. I'm kind of leaning towards this lavender dreams onto the Luna moth, maybe with a little golden ribbon. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for it. We're going to have a lot of fun making something wild and crazy. Okay, here we go. Golden ribbon, and we said lavender dreams. Grab them. I think you can do this with any glitter glue that you have. It's just a really cool technique. Oh. And we will need another spatula. So there we go. You will see I did get a little bit of glitter glue. I need to get some alcohol and rub that off. So let's put this moth down. Not sure. It's giving me an error, so oh, there we go. Okay, I apologize. It was giving me an error, so I had to do a quick stop. Let's do maybe this lavender in the center and then the gold over the side. That should be enough. Maybe we'll just pull that across, get that kind of going across our moth. Oh, that looks really cool. I'm actually really excited by that. Add a little bit more glue. There we go. And then on the sides, let's pull in some of this gold. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay. Easy as easy pie. There we go. And it's all covered. We'll just pick that up and it can dry. It'll take like 5 minutes for that to dry. So we'll just put it off there. And drop that in our water. Close these up and get a little bit of spray here while this is still wet. Easy. Now the last thing we really can do is we can add a little bit of darkness around the edge of that linen cardstock. I think that'll help kind of define the edges. So I'm thinking let's go dark, dark, and just go ahead and add some black soot distress ink. And just grab it with our blending brush and just blend it onto the edges. Oh, I do like that. Adding a little bit of the dark edge just adds something. It really pulls your eye into the center more, which is what we'd really like with our awesome moth. Now, the next item we have to think about is how are we going to mount this on our card? Do we want to put foam behind any of the pieces? Do we want anything to kind of sit in, have a layered card look? I do love when you have the torn edge look and it's layered into the layer below it. I think that's a really cool look. Maybe we can think about that. There we go. Adding that black soot is so easy, and yet it adds such a vibrancy. It really gets that paper darker. And just clean our little brush off a bit so we can pull it out and use it next time with no issues. Okay. There we go. And let's check on our moth. Oh, it is almost dry, so we'll give it another minute or two. Now we just need, oh, but that looks so cool. Okay, I'm loving that. Now we need a background base for that to go on. Now I have a card base, but the card base is just white. So I'm thinking we need some kind of color to go then in the background. But let's pull the card over and check it out. How are we feeling with it just like that? Oh, I'm loving these two pieces, but I'm not 100% sure. And maybe we do something like that. Oh, I love that. That is just great, but I don't love this white. Maybe we could bring in some gold. Let's take a look. That would be okay. I don't know that I'm loving that though. And of course the gold is down here on the bottom. But we have a couple of different ones. So let me just pull them all out and we can take a look. So we've got this luxury gold matte mirror cardstock, which this is a heavy contender. And we also got this more opalescent. That's okay. And then this gold mirror, that's a little too intense. It kind of takes over where we really want the focus on the moth. We've also got this matte mirror, not the right tone. And the final matte mirror, actually, that one looks really good too. So we've got these two different ones. This is more of a copper color, and this is more of a gold. I'm leaning towards the copper. Let's go with that. Beautiful gold, coppery gold. Okay. And what we need is 6x6. So let's pull a new sheet out. And a die cut sentiment would be great with this. And I already have some easy to die cut paper. Let me just go ahead and cut this down. Yeah, need more space on my countertops. Okay. Quickly cut it down to 6 by 6. Camera on my cutter, so we just have to deal without picture for that one. But I think I might have cut it wrong. No, it's just a tiny bit bigger than the card. Okay. Oh, but look how cute that looks. And then just a simple sentiment right here will look great. Now, originally, my idea had been more to the side, but with our pattern paper, you can clearly see kind of the dimension there. So I'm thinking more there, and then we can cut off the edge of that. So, oh, that just looks great. Now, the very last thing we need to decide is if we want to emboss anything on this gold cardstock. Give that a little bit of texture and life, because that might be fun. Definitely something to consider. And where are my embossing folders? They're all here. So let's take a quick look and make a quick decision. The question is more, do we have any 6 by 6 embossing folders, which it's looking like the only one that would really work is this peacock feather one, which doesn't go with our theme of more nighttime. So I guess the answer is no, we will not be adding any embossing to this card, but that's okay. Push that back, and I guess we're good to glue this all down. The only thing is if I want to go ahead and stamp the sentiment, but I'm not sure what sentiment to stamp there. Maybe a happy. There we go. And it should dry clear, and there should be no problems. Okay. So grab some of that glue. And then glue this layer down. And I think this one should really just be flat. No dimension there. We can think about the moth and consider if we want to add a little dimension on that one. After cutting out those moths, I really feel like this collection would have done extra well with a large moth die cut. But honestly, I haven't ever seen any of those. I've seen butterflies, which are great, but you know, how many butterflies can you have? The moth adds a really cool, kind of more nighttime theme. Okay, then all we've got to do is add that there, but I'm thinking about adding a sentiment here, embossing it. I have some of this gold pearl, which would be cool, but we're almost out of time, so I'm going to hold off for right now. Once this fully dries, I'll add the sentiment and glue down. Just take a look on my channel in a day or two and you'll see it. The very last one I was going to do, but I don't think we have enough time, is a card like this, which I stamped and embossed this really cool stamp that comes with it, which is this floral crescent. And I think this one is just a really pretty stamp. And then on some of them I added love you sentiment, and some of them I didn't. I went ahead and just stamped and embossed 6 all at once, some on black and some on white. And like I said, some with the sentiment and some without. So here the black and white. And then I did one black and one white each with the love you. So, and they stamped perfectly. The only one I had issues at all with was this one, and just a little bit of it didn't stamp and emboss. So, but it looks great. I would still use this and just kind of make it more vintagey. So maybe on Sunday we can finish those up. But it has been great spending time with y'all. I hope you guys come back on Sunday. If you haven't, definitely subscribe so you don't miss it. And